Good morning, everyone. Welcome to one more episode of Meet the Team. I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Iris, and before we start, I would like to introduce you to one of our sponsors. The name is ASGC, and they are working with us to assemble our prefabricated timber panels for the rest of the house on site with their assistants. Now, I would like to introduce you to Scott. He is our sponsorship team leader. Scott?
Hello.
Okay, and I will be asking Scott some question about the team as well as something like little things about him. So the first question is, and tell us what are you studying at Heriot Watt University and why do you choose it?
So I'm studying architectural engineering at Heriot Watt University, and I chose it because it's something different from normal engineering. So it isn't set in stone as maths and formulas and stuff like that, but it isn't all theoretical either. It's kind of a blend of the two. So I kind of find it interesting to mix the two together.
Nice. So, and how do you find about Teams Team and why do you join us?
So our project leader, Alex McLaren, is our director of studies, and she helped with previous entry from Heriot University, and she was ranting and raving about how amazing it was and how good an opportunity everything was going to be if we managed to do it in Edinburgh. So essentially, when she come back, I was one of the first people to say yes, if this is something that we end up doing, I really want to do it. So that was something really interesting as well. But I really like the Team ESTEEM, mainly just due to the fact that the team we have is so good. I really enjoy working with different people from different disciplines, and everyone's so friendly and nice, and it's just really nice to be able to be with people that you really enjoy getting along with.
Yeah, that's true. I completely understand. And I agree as well. So
yes,
what does ESTEEM mean to you?
So the word ESTEEM, it means sort of being happy where you are and being confident enough to enjoy being yourself. It is confidence essentially, and it's being able to be yourself in an area where you might not be able to. So if you're starting a new job, it's the confidence to be yourself rather than trying to fit in. But it's got lots of different meanings. I'm happy that we have that meaning behind our house, is being able to enjoy who we are and where we are.
Yeah, that's true. And what are you working in your sub team at the moment? I know you're working with the sponsorship, so you are the one that trying to choose them and sending emails. So how is it going?
So obviously just now it's a bit difficult to try and get companies involved. There's a lot of shall we say, it's an adapting situation just now. But the main thing is that once you have involved already, as you mentioned already, SGC, keep them in the loop and make sure they're aware of what's happening and keep adapting what's happening with us, with them. But as well as you said, email new companies, get in contact with new companies and make sure that we're aware of how everything is changing with them. But the other thing with sponsorship as well is it's working with the other team, working with the construction team with ASGC to make sure everything that they're happy with is going to be going over to Dubai, working with yourself in marketing to make sure that everything's going forward the way it should be and everyone's getting a good shout out and everything as they want to have as well. So it isn't just working with sponsors, making sure we work closely with the teams to make sure everyone's happy and getting the support that they need. Yeah,
that's true. I agree. Because we show them what we are doing through marketing, and your role is like very important. Without your role, I don't think we wouldn't have anybody on the team like sponsoring us. So, and another question. So I know you're from the sponsorship team. However, I know you're really involved with every other team and you know what's going on. So can you tell me like which materials are being used in the house, but not telling me too much, just a little bit.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep up to date with a lot of the different teams, just as you said, to keep up the sponsors. So I know the CLT, the cross laminated timber we're using, is going to be made in Scotland. It's going to be the first of its kind that's used in a house, and it's really exciting just because of the sustainability aspect of it. Obviously, when you think of Dubai, you think of massive high-rise buildings, Burj Khalifa as an example, massive glass, steel structures that work really well, but they're not entirely energy efficient. They're not carbon efficient with regards to footprint. Just from cradle to grave, it's not very good. So being able to use timber and be able to promote timber construction shows the different ways that we can construct buildings in Dubai. It doesn't have to just be really fancy glass and steel. It can be simple. It can be simple wood, and it doesn't have to be massively expensive and carbon intensive as well. Same with concrete as well. There's a massive amount of concrete, but it's really good to be able to show that we can do other materials.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. I like the sustainability of the project as well.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's being able to show that as well.
Yeah. So in regards to this, what kind of style do you think the house has at the moment?
See, I do architectural engineering, not architecture. I'd like to say it is modern. Obviously, it is very modern construction, modern materials, and modern layout as well. Yeah, I'm not really in the architecture team, if I'm perfectly honest, but I like the design, and I think it's really interesting, and I'm really excited to actually see it when it's built, to be able to see how the house acts.
Yeah, me too.
And behaves.
And then walk through the rooms.
Yeah, so, exactly.
In regards of your experience with ESTEEM, and can you tell me more about it? And I know that you're also involved in another project that is Class of Your Own, so you can try to combine both of them.
Yeah, sure. So obviously ESTEEM, as I've said already, it's multidisciplinary. So it isn't just architects and engineers. We have business students, we have biologists. Yes, we have engineers, and we do have architects and stuff like that involved as well. But it's more looking at how a house overall needs to have all these different aspects looked at. So we can't just have an architect decide one thing is happening and the engineers don't know how to work, and vice versa. We need to know how the landscaping works and ties in. So it's really good to be able to have these different viewpoints. So I'm tied in quite heavily with the landscaping team, working with a couple of biologists and geographers and urban landscapers as well. And it's really exciting to see how they bounce off each other. So one of them might have an idea of, let's put this plant in. The other one goes, well, we could put that plant there and another plant over there. That'd be really well, and they could bounce off each other. So that's really good. And you mentioned Class of Your Own as well. So we're working with a close friend of our project manager, Alison Watson, to essentially bring our project to students and pupils around the world. So there's, in the past week or so, is an engagement week with pupils that might have lost their industry week or interest throughout the summer. And essentially we've challenged them to design a pavilion for our house over a week, which is no mean task. I'll give you that. It's very difficult. This week is really difficult, mainly for us, just being able to give them the questions, actually figuring out how it all works and fits together. So it's giving pupils an idea of what industry might be like, while also keeping it quite relaxed, but also a bit intense at the same time, to show them that this is what a deadline's like and this is what you've got to do to work towards that. So keep an eye on it. There's lots of different things that are going to be coming out, hopefully, for that as well. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, perfect. Well, you know that we are launching few campaigns, and one of them is, what is your favorite room and why? So you can tell us a little bit.
Yes, so my favorite room isn't really a room. It's a bit of a cheat, to be honest. My favorite room is probably going to be the courtyard. So it's outside the house, but it's still kind of inside the house. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how we can tie all the different aspects of the room together to be able to have a semi-enclosed space, but private, and also having the green space inside as well to make it feel more homely and relaxing as well. So it's really going to be interesting, because it's going to be shaded as well, which means it's nice to be in during the day, even if it's 35, 40 degrees, which will be amazing as well. But being able to have this as a space outside that can be accessed from inside as well, it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I know. Besides the kitchen, that's my second favorite room in the house.
I'm looking forward to the kitchen as well. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
So another of our campaigns is workout at home. I know that you have been in most of the workout routines. So do you like it? Would you do it again?
Absolutely. I'm really annoyed actually, because I'm working this week, so I can't make this week's version. But I'm really excited for next week. I mean, I know my legs are still hurting from marathons last week, just because of the intensity of it. But that's because I went really hard. It's nice to be able to see everyone's faces as well. It's nice because obviously we don't see anyone just now face to face. And a lot of the time if we have meetings, people aren't on camera as well. So it's nice to be able to see and have a chat with people that I haven't seen for a while. I mean, a lot of the course mates that we have, I haven't seen for ages, so it's nice to be able to see them. So I really enjoy it, and it gives me the motivation to try and push myself to keep exercising through this, the tough times we're going through just now. So really enjoying it. Yeah,
me too. I love at the end how you sweat and you're like, oh, this is what. I
wouldn't say I love that. It's something that happens, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Scott, for all the information that you have provided us today. And not only about the team, but also about you. So I hope you have an amazing rest of the week, and I hope to see everybody next week at 6 p.m.
you.